Ayo. Behind the eight ball this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday, July 3rd. Let's get it. Yeah, let's first of all, just trying to listen. I don't know if your phone has ever done an update and then you feel like you got a whole like can't figure out what's going on. That's what I'm feeling like right now. Like how in the world, what in the world has actually happened? But good morning. I'm Jackie Glass, Mama, Navy vet, certified doer, and the laced up legislator for the House of the Delegates, 93rd District. I'm gonna give a pause a little bit because I'm waiting on my Instagram live to connect. It says it's connected, but not really. Let's see. Instagram is currently experiencing platinum rhyme affecting third party streams, seems to be affecting users differently based on location on TV's touch with meta. All right, so it looks like we may have to remove it and try to add it again, but I want to get into business for everybody about what is happening. Um, just want to give it, at least give Instagram the chance to pop up here. But how y'all doing? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. How you doing? How's today? How's life? What's going on? Uh, what's going on? Hey, how you doing? So good to see you. So good to see you. I'm gonna get going. I know that that's weird. Have to tell Instagram folks that it's not coming up, but this is a good one. Today's a good one. I'm telling you, it's so good. I want to I don't want nobody to miss out because it's so good, because I got some good stuff for y'all today. I swear to you, I got some good stuff. Tell me what you got going on this weekend. What are y'all getting into? What are you up to? How are you staying connected? What you got going on? I will tell you, if you have not already, if you haven't already reached out to the office about if you're interested in running for office and all that good stuff, please, oh, please, oh, please, I'm telling you now, um, we really want to hear from you. I've got a meeting set up already for those who have already reached out and said, hey, I'm thinking that I might want to run for office, or I want to be a part of the process of getting people prepared to work for office now or never, right? I feel that way. I feel like it's now or never. If you are not shook by what has been happening on a federal and local level as a middle child in government, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not pleased. I'm, I'm not pleased as a middle child in government. But what I am saying is that it is an opportunity right now for you if you're interested. So DM me or reach out to the office and we'll get you rolling. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to connect Instagram this morning, but that's fine. We'll get it together. All right. Also, we got summer school. Mark your calendars. Summer school is coming up. I'm going to verify everything. Summer school is going to be July 19th. That is where y'all, I teach everything. I teach all the things. When I say teach all the things, that means I'm out here telling you about how the government works, how you can be participatory, breaking it down, asking all the questions, even giving you a little inside track on like how shenanigans come together. So doers, if you're interested, it'll be Saturday the 19th from 11 to, I want to say 3:30-ish. Then on the 26th, we got a Hey Neighbor event. That's where we do the sing along in the park. Y'all got to tell me what y'all want to sing along to. Last time we did Hamilton. Next time I want to do what the community wants to do. So if you have a preference, if you're just like, yeah, I think I want to do this or this, then let us know. We're gonna make it happen, Captain. What I'm gonna do as I get rolling here is I'm gonna put Instagram on my phone. Hopefully this all works out and there's no feedback, so y'all can tell me whether or not it's feedback on the live. I'm gonna keep my voice down. Hopefully it doesn't. There it is. Okay, so We just have to work it this way since all the things aren't going right. So let's get into it. Y'all ready to get into it this morning? Remember, for those of y'all just joining us on Instagram, if you haven't already, let us know that you're interested in running for office. Let's get it. We got to do this a little bit different today. Let's talk about people, power, and possibility. Yikes. Right? Here's the deal, right? I want to really get into what has been happening in Norfolk and what we see happening in cities across the country, right? There's something very, I don't want to say nefarious, but there's something happening in cities across the country as well as in Norfolk. You all know that there have been all of these whispers and things about, you can't hear me. I can't hear you on Instagram. So just let me know if you can hear me on Instagram. A thumbs up, or if there's something going on, let me know. Okay, you can hear me. Got it. So here's the deal. And we'll talk. We need to stop this bill. Absolutely. I'll talk a little bit about five calls. There's an app called 5 Calls that you can do to sort of make 5 calls to five elected officials at the federal level. Where I'm trying to get you all organized and on a mission is at the state and local level, while we do our shots on the federal level. What happens is at the federal level, there is a lot of advocacy that can be done by us, right? A lot of it. I mean, just like, hey, reminding our senators, emailing, doing all the things, those are the things that we can do. But when we talk about the state and local level, you can see and enact change like that, right? Like you can see it. And I want to get us seeing the things that we want to see, right? Back at you, Newport News. So glad to have you here. Actually, I was talking to some people from Newport News, and they were talking about how, look, like that shadow government stuff has sort of dwindled out there. It's not just a phase, y'all. It's a pattern. It is folks moving behind the curtain, planning for years ahead, stacking the deck on who they want in power. And that has been happening. So the other day I got a Facebook link from a couple people sent it to me. There's a gentleman in the community, in the Norfolk community, that's like, hey, I want to run for office, pretty well known, has a good stature, all that stuff, right? And I was like, y'all, I really wish I would have released this video a week ago, because I did this whole video about how I talked to this guy and he said this, and this, and this. I'm going to tell you what I did. 2 years ago, this guy called me and said that he was going to run for mayor in 2024. I sat down with him, my staff was there, and he essentially told me like that I don't know nothing, right? Not that I don't know nothing, but like I'm not in with the in crowd, meaning I'm not sitting with the shadow government. So there's no way I know what's going on, and that they've already picked him, and that da. And I was like, wow, yeah. But the whole thing was that he was not going to run against the current mayor. Everyone thought the current mayor was going to go off and be secretary of what is it? Of education. Oh, y'all got to tell me when I'm bad. I spent a lot. I was late because I was plucking that chin hair, y'all. I'm getting all it happens. I'm being dead serious. I started late because I was plucking chin hair because it was crazy. There was this, and the gentleman is like out there, like now just put out there that he's thinking about running in 2028. And that was like a reminder that the shadow government is already planning. And it got me thinking, like, why did our mayor, why did he just get elected and say he's not run again? And I think that they're setting this guy up to get himself prepared to run in 2028. I'll say this. I keep getting asked. I'm grateful. Thank you for asking me to step up on the local level. I appreciate it. I value it. I haven't taken anything off the table. Anything. I'm doing the job that I have right now, and I'm going to do it really freaking well. But I haven't taken anything off the table, nor am I being aspirational at the moment, right? I got goals, but they are just not about taking another office right now, but nothing's off the table. So I didn't know much then when the guy was saying, he's the one who told me about the G6. He was like, and I was like, that's what they call themselves. And I thought to myself, bro, you are not at the table. You are on the menu. I was like, now the whole part is, y'all, is that we have to, in a lot of ways, figure out how to flip the goddamn table. And so what I'll tell you is this is how it works. And y'all got to listen closely, because this is not just a Norfolk thing. like I said, we all saw what happened in New York. And I want to talk about how New York changed the game and why it's such a big deal on the national level and why it could be a big deal here. They choose the one that runs, right? The one, right? In Norfolk, it typically is they're going to choose their Negro, right? Because it's very easy, or it's much easier to have your people on the west side of town. Because if your city is like mine, then it is racially divided, east and west or north and south. I mean, it's just how it works. Even the city of Chicago is like that, right? When you meet Black people, most of the time you don't say, well, you're from the south side or west side, and the north side, that is pretty European American centered and all that good stuff. So they choose one, right? And then they get, sometimes, depending on how it's looking, if they think they don't have a chance against one other candidate, like, how they be like, you gonna fight heads up, right? If you're gonna fight me, fight heads up. Like it's gonna be me versus you. If they can't get you heads up, they do what's called like a spoiler candidate. And that's not random. They'll get other people to jump in the race, or by large hope that other people jump in the race or plant them in the race to throw off the game. And that's what happened. The vote gets split. So like when I ran in 2021, I got the second amount of votes at 30-something%, but the winner also got 30-something%, which means that at the very minimum, if the person won with, let's just say 34% of the vote, that means 66% of the population did not choose that person. We just saw that at the state level with the the lieutenant governor's campaign. If y'all paid attention to that, if you went out and voted a couple weeks ago, voted last month, you saw that the winner won with 30-something% of the vote. Again, which means 60-some-odd% of the folks that voted did not select that candidate. I am not of the opinion that no person should win an election without at least getting 50% of the vote, period. That's understandable, right? You should at least be able to get 50% of the vote. And if you would me on that, give me a thumbs up, give me a high five, give me something, because it's really weird. It's really weird that we've had these elections for years where people are winning with 20%, 30%, 40%. So the vast majority of the people did not select the candidate. And there is a fix that. If you want to fix the people, you got to fix the system, right? And there's so many systematic changes that we need. But I'm going to give us one that is super attainable. Super attainable. Why do I know it's attainable? Because we've already made pathway for it at the state level. So all it takes is pressure on the local government to it will take the shadow government out of the game. So here's the solution. It's called electoral reform. We need to upgrade how we vote at every level, local, state, federal. For me, I'm an advocate of what's called ranked choice voting. Right. And when you talk to some of the people, the naysayers who are just like, y'all not about to do this. Yeah, y'all not about to do this. I love this. David James Glass says, if it's 33, 33, 33, then maybe the system, we need a system where three people can lead together. Somebody's got to be the head. I think that would cause a little bit of chaos. This is why you have president, vice president. But for me, I'm of the opinion that you don't win unless you get the majority vote. Is that fair to say to everyone? Is that I believe that. So ranked choice voting. What ranked choice voting is instead of picking one candidate, you rank your top three, right? Why? Because again, no one should win without earning at least 50% of the vote. And it's simply it's simple math, right? If three people run for office and I rank my choices 1, 2, 3, and my number one choice is in third place, then my number one choice, my second vote is going to go to one of the top two candidates until someone has the majority vote. That is what you saw. That is what you saw in New York when the vast majority of people said, not today, right? I lost that race. Again, we talked about this. So if we want to, actually, I never say lost. That's the first time I said that. I always say I learned. You don't lose, you learn. So if we want to stop spoilers, if we want to build trust, if we want to get candidates that we actually choose, then I'm looking for people that are ready to organize. I've got a national brand that's ready for us. I've got a state coalition that's already ready to come and teach us how to make this happen. The thing about it is when I was doing this movement before, when we were working on it back in 2021, 2022 timeframe, it was very white. Y'all, only the white folks were showing up. I was the only Black person in the room, and that wasn't indicative of our city. And that's not how we push change. So I'm saying that if you are of something, right? Because I appreciate, and let me just say this, I'm so grateful to the European American folks who showed up, who were animated about it. They were mostly older white folks that showed up and were like, we got to do this, but we got to get it, right? I need us to understand so that we can do better, right? We want more candidates. We want quality candidates, but we want people to win with a majority vote. That's just how we think things are. That's how we think things are. And it's the thing about it with ranked choice voting is I've heard, and when I talked to council a couple years ago, some of them said, like, it's hard. That's too hard. People aren't going to understand. Y'all got to stop saying voters are stupid. This is saying that voters are dumb, and that is not true. Voters are not stupid. We do it all the time. What's your top 5 movies? If we were going to pick a movie, we're like, top 5 movies, you pick. When we all pick our top 5, right? And if nobody picks your top 5, then your top 5 is not, your number 1 is not going to be picked. So go to your number 2. All right, we got 3 people for number 2. We got 4 people for number 1. Until one has the majority vote, we don't have to do the tabulation. We don't. That's what our voting system is set up for. But everyone, every person knows how to rank their first, second, and third choices. Yes. What did you say? Okay, sorry. I'm looking at some of the comments in the thing. So let's take a look. Going back over here. Third. Kristen says 2 idealists. I agree with the majority vote. I agree with you, Zan. So good to see you. Kristen Wheeler says primaries are different animals. I'm a fan of more candidates. Gives us a chance to see who all of us is showing political interest. Yeah, part of the thing with primaries, especially where we live, is primaries are the election. So if you are not voting in the primary, you're not voting in the election, because what typically happens when a state runs a specific swing, when a city or a state swings a specific way, then the primary is where the actual election is. That's not to say that's the case for every single election, but the vast majority of time, at least in Norfolk, when it comes to local and state office, if there's a primary, that's the election, because it tends to swing more on the Democratic side. At the state level, it's at the statewide level, it's a little bit different. They tend to, it just really does depend. It really, really does depend. Looking at more ranked choice voters entry on front, I think we have too many dumb people who screw that up. Need to raise critical thinking, reasonability. I disagree. I respectfully disagree. Like, I mean, we've done this when I used to do this with in community events. I'd have people rank the choices of the things that we were going to work on, and then run the ranked choice voting to figure out who won. I think most people can count to 3. And most people can say, I like this most, I like this second, I like this third, and that's all we're asking them to do. Yeah, I do not believe the vast majority of people are stupid, but I mean, everybody interfaces with we all interface with different types of people, different kinds of people. But part of it absolutely would be an educational piece of what ranked choice voting is, how it works. I believe the city of Alexandria already does this. In Virginia, I think they might have been the only city that took it on doing ranked choice voting. As Dan says, waiting for Superman. Waiting for Superman, and I'll explain exactly why we have an issue with. That's a whole thing in comprehension. But yes, but David Glazer said not interested. Not interested in what run into were. We've never had more access to the process. Yeah, it's super hard to get folks involved in a bill process. That's true. People People have to step up, more candidates. That's true. Yep, that's true. Yes, we can get this started in Norfolk. I mean, because I got a couple things that I want to roll through, but yes, we can get this started in Norfolk. Like I said, when we started the movement before, the problem was it was very, 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 very European American, very older senior. It was seniors, middle age to older white folks, and we've got to get our people to understand if you big mad and you don't like the way the things are, then we've got to show up. We got to get fired up about something. And I think it's going to be extremely important, especially with our next set of races, because our next set of races is next year, which will be wards 1 through 5 in Norfolk, at least in Norfolk. I'm in your city, there might be local elections, but wards 1 through 5, both on city council and on city council and on school board. Those will be up in 2026. And then again, we have then we'll have another House of Delegates race, and then we'll have a mayoral race. And that's the one I'm concerned about, because like I said, the shadow government has already selected their candidate, and then he has already announced himself. Like a couple of days ago, I don't know, somebody sent me the link where people were sending it to me, and I was just like, look, that man already told me that I did not know nothing. He didn't say I know nothing, but I didn't understand because I wasn't in the meeting with the G6 or G12 or whatever they call themselves. All right. So that's the first thing. So if you're interested, hit me up, DM me, do more homework on rate choice voting, see how it has changed the dynamics of cities. And I'm just telling y'all, if you want something different, you got to try something different. Like that is it. If you want to, you got to try to. And we need to, David James last, things are changing in the GA. Yep, there are a lot more younger people winning, a different brand of folks. All right. So the second part of what I want to go into today, and I know that we're almost at time, but I got to get these two other things out to y'all. I've been going around just having conversation with neighbors. Good morning, Aunt. Good morning, Kelly. I've been going around having conversation with neighbors about they're like, why can't this area just get it together? Why we can't blah, 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 blah. And it's a thing. Okay. I get it. It's a whole thing. And I'd like to believe, and this is just my hypothesis, is I started thinking about what is it that other cities have, right? Major cities, because Hampton Roads I see is like one city. That's where you get that 2 million folks, or 1.8 million, however many with the population shifts, 1.8 million people, rather than the 250,000 that Norfolk brings to the table. And like we're a region. And until we see ourselves as such, we're not going nowhere. We can't be fiefdoms, little kingdoms. But what I think I see a common denominator between a lot of the larger cities is public transportation. Public transportation to me equals public power, because like I said, I want to shift gears. Literally, it's not a luxury. It is the foundation of what connects people. And I want you to think about it. Tell me a major city in this country or a major city across the world that doesn't have a real transit system for people to get around without a vehicle or public transportation. I'll wait. Like, you tell me that's one that's thriving, that's a major city that you would go visit right now, that doesn't have is not multimodal in one way or another. Drop it in the chat. I'm waiting. Tell me one. You know one? Do you know one? I can't even think of one that doesn't allow for people to walk, to bike, to scooter, to train, to bus conveniently. I tried. Trust me. I tried. It's the thing. So if this region is going to level up, we literally have to get more connected. I was talking to an artist in Newport News, and I was like, he was saying, like, I want to come. I see that there's a lot of events going on in Norfolk and in Virginia Beach, but going across that tunnel, that's a life decision. People are literally not seeing their family because they live on the other side of the tunnel for Portsmouth or the other side of the water, right? It is wild, right? So I am looking for people that are truly interested in sort of advocating and helping this region move forward, especially around the idea of public transportation or being car optional, right? That's all I'm asking for, is a car optional city. We are stuck, and it is a fact. And when folks can get to work and get to opportunity without a car, that's when they can't, let me not say that when they can't do it, that's not like, that's a failure on our part. And I believe not only should cars be optionals, but you deserve a driver. You deserve a driver. Can I get you a driver? Can I get you somewhere that gets you a driver? I want you to have a driver. I was thinking to myself, like, how was I such a busybody in high school and getting home? How did I even get homework done? Because I had a driver. When I was on the train headed to the city to see my dad, I read a book. I read more. I people watched more. I did my homework. So come on. Don't you think you deserve a driver? I think you do. I think you do. And so, like I said, if you want to be a part of fixing that, both with Hampton Roads Transit and even at your city level, if you're a person that wants to work at, I'm ready. Just tell me, hey, I want to connect on public transportation or being a car optional city, or I want everybody to have a driver, whichever one fits your narrative. Let me know, because I'm on it. Like, between ranked choice voting and public transit, yeah, this is what we need. This is the power that people need. Just I couldn't imagine being able to get to Hampton to just do whatever I want. like, like that. That would be, I cannot. Kristen says, I can't figure out the bus system. I need a Sherpa. That's real. That real. Kelly, I'm with you. It takes hours to get to a meeting. It's wild, right? Like, what is in that evening? Yes, public transportation. It's a thing, and it's so true. You said, unfortunately, there are some cities that don't want to connect to other cities. You're absolutely right. Let's call it how we see it. Our biggest issues are Virginia Beach and Chesapeake, right? Those are the two cities that I think cause the most issues with connecting to other places. And I think, like, Virginia Beach has to remember they lost that Amazon contract because they did not have a public transit system, right? There's some work to be done. We've got to get people in Chesapeake that that understand the value of being connected. And I'm even thinking about, when you look at the headquarters, the different headquarters of the major, what do you call them? The major companies that are in some of these other spaces, right? Like the Dollar Generals of the world. We have to get them involved too, in understanding why public transit is good for business and good for growing business. So there's going to be some work with the chambers of commerce. There's going to be some work with HRT. I heard somebody say, they love HRT. Yes, if you got time. If you got time. Yeah. If you got time, I am telling you, my daughter at 13 or 14, whatever, I think it was 13, she got that Freedom Pass, was able to take one trip. And on her, she took the bus to the Tide, but on the way back, she had to walk home 2 miles, 2 miles home, because the bus didn't come for God knows how long. I'm not saying, actually, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the biggest issue, because I see HRT does an amazing job of making effort. Yeah, we need more than effort, right? We got to take a step. And so what I think is buses need to run both east and west and not just north and south. And that there needs to be a better frequency for them. We need more bus drivers. There's so many things. I just talked to HRT 2 weeks ago and expressed these things to them. But you got to have time. If you're going to places, you got to have a lot of time. Yep. Who needs pressure? I'll tell you your the regional area. If you're interested, let me know, because there's a regional transit team that sort of helps push the pace, and they consist of mayors and boards of supervisors. Those are the people, and then getting them to allow the funding at the state level. Northern Virginia, they be stacking. Northern Virginia do not play. They get all that I'm telling you, they do not play. They do not play. I wanted to put this up on the thing. You already said that, but they do not play. They get their public transit money. So we've got to be in the business of advocating at the state level. So getting our state level in the business of really advocating for the funding, because they get funding up there for their public transit. Right now, Norfolk's the only one playing for the Tide, because it's only in the Tide. But let me tell you, when something popping off at Harbor Park or something going on in Town Center, I told them, I said, listen, if people are taking the Tide because the Tides are playing and they are not from Norfolk, they should be paying, period. I was like, you should, if only Norfolk is putting the money in on the tides, then everybody else that ride got to pay. All Norfolk residents should be able to do it for free. Everybody else is on the Norfolk resident on the AGP list, ain't got to pay, but everybody else, because why is it that when I go to a tides game, I'm getting on at Ballantyne and I can't even get a train for like 2 or 3 trains because all of the folks are hopping on at Newtown Road from Virginia Beach and taking up the trains, right? So no, we need a better system. And yes, there can be a budget. Someone asked, Chris asked, can the state mitigate for user-friendly HRT app? These are things we have to ask, right? I'm not sure, but I know that there's funding that can be provided in order to get our public transportation system back up to par, and not so it's not subpar, right? So those are the 2 things this morning for the adults. And I need to get one more thing off my chest, and then I will leave you to your Thursday. Khalil said, is public transportation a city? It's both. So the question on Instagram was, is public transportation a city or a state thing? It is, I would say it is both a state, region, and city thing, right? So the state has the opportunity, has transit authorities and things like that, that sort of help us all see how we work and operate. And I think at the state level, all of the major transit systems have to come together. That's WMATA, that's God, I forgot what it's called in the central area of the city of the state, and then Hampton Roads. That's like the Richmond area. Got to come to the game about fair funding, because I'm just telling you, it's lopsided to the Northern Virginia space. And I get they have the DC, the Metro, whatever thing, but that's the thing, is that they can move around because they can move around and get access to opportunities at the regional level. The regional level is making a lot of choices. So when I talk about the regional level, I'm talking about what's called the Hampton Roads Planning District. The Hampton Roads, because I think we're Region 2 Planning District. The Hampton Road, or maybe it's 5. Don't let me get the line. The Hampton Roads Hampton Roads Transit Accountability Commission. That's the funders of the things. I'm talking about the Hampton Roads goodness. Gosh, I'm trying to give you the acronym, but I don't want to give you, but there's several different regional efforts that specifically deal with transportation that need people. And you can do public testimony at some of these places. Like, I didn't know if y'all know that, but I sit on one of the commissions, and you can show up there and be a part of those, conversations. So there's an opportunity there. There's a lot of opportunity. The last thing, okay, so I'm shifting. So the last thing that I will say that we need to understand, right? Not only have I been talking to our big citizens about what we can do to get better candidates, how we can better envision or connect the region, I've asked the little citizens, and I'm going to tell you, there are 2 things on our little citizens, our non-voting citizens' mind. 2. Y'all ready? Because we need to help them. And I need adults that are willing to work with non-voting citizens to take the next step, because we've got some of them convened and we're about to get into it. They have been in these streets. Okay. I've been in these streets, and 2 things: trick-or-treating age limits, right? They want the cutoff raised, because right now, if you're in 8th grade, you cannot trick-or-treat. They turn 13 and they can't trick-or-treat anymore. And they said, this is unfair. I can tell you, every last one of them that I've talked to have said the trick-or-treating, actually not every last, so a large sample of them have said the trick-or-treating age, that's something we can do at the local level, right? That's a local ordinance that determines what the trick-or-treating age is. We don't have a lot of things for them to have fun, okay? And they're like, we just want to trick-or-treat. So if you're with me on helping advocate for young people to raise the trick-or-treating age in the city of Norfolk, please let me know, because we got to get these kids to council. We got to get the kids to city council. We got to get them writing letters. This is a real thing. I'm not kidding. I'm being real with y'all. Trick-or-treating. Okay. Like, that's number 1. Number 1 is, like, we need to get the age raised for trick-or-treating. So number 2, y'all ready? Number 2, School lunches, yo, they say they're bland. They say they need more flavor. They need more portions. They need better quality. This is consistent across the board with little citizens is that there's a huge gripe with school lunches. And I've actually looked at how Virginia Beach does their school lunch. They have a food truck. We have one too. But I think there's a lot more support needed so that their school lunches are better quality. One girl was like, also, I heard this too. I heard this on the streets. And I'm telling y'all, this is not like me talking to one or two kids. This is not like me talking to 10 kids. This is like, I want to say like 40 plus kids. And to me, like, yo, that's real. Actually, it's more than 40. It's more than that. I went to 3 different schools, a couple different school summer programs. But they like this school lunch thing. It got to give. They need help. They want better school lunch. They want strawberry milk to come back too. I guess they used to have strawberry milk and now they don't have strawberry milk no more. And that's a whole thing. So I don't know anything about strawberry milk I don't know anything about strawberry milk for school lunches, but it's a thing. When one kid brought it up, all of them were like, yeah, yeah. And I was like, okay, okay. All right, I got it. So better school lunches, strawberry milk. They don't want to blend. They want better portions, and they want to be able to trick or treat. That's it. That's not a whole lot to ask. Sorry, I'm checking Instagram. Somebody said, why do we hate teenagers? We don't. We need to stop acting like it, though. We do. Do they still got the geometric pizza? I'm not sure. I'll have to ask. These kids they're interesting. And that's a massive logistic challenge. More meals have to be prepared. Yep. That's real. Yep. A lot of opportunity here. That is so true. So I have talked to different groups around the around the state. And what I'd like to do is get with because school nutrition is like separate from the school system. It's its own entity. And I think a lady named Lisa Winters, our head school nutritionist, I'm not 100% sure, but there's definitely some ways, but there's funding needed, right? There's definitely some ways. And I try to explain to them that, hey, like they got to cook for a lot of people. How would you make it better? I was even like thinking, like getting my, on. How do I make some school lunch seasoning? Especially our chocolate babies. They like, it ain't got no flavor. So somebody said it, cultural flavors representation. I love it. Okay. So, I love this. L'Oreal says, I'm a school nutrition manager and it depends on the manager. If you check my page, my babies get the best. I will check it. Can we chat? Can we talk more? So on Facebook, there's a school nutrition manager who says her babies get the best. Yes. Like, please tap in. This is a real thing, y'all. I'm telling you, these kids, candy and stuff. Here to pitch school lunch public transit. I'll message you. Let's go. Yep. Says it's not school lunches need to be reflecting of home meals, cultural flavors, representations. I'm saying whose culture though? Yes, flavors. Yes, all different kinds. The kids, I mean, she said whose culture though, but all different kinds. They're if you look at the food truck, like I was looking at again what Virginia Beach was doing with their food trucks and what they were doing with their fresh meals and some of the things that they were doing, it was really, really cool. They had Mexican food, they had all kinds of food. I'm like, my mind is blanking, but it is an opportunity. So I'm here for it. Just want to help these kids. If we're able to get them engaged now, y'all just think about it. If we're able to support them in getting engaged now and seeing change now, what will they do in 4 or 5 years? You know what I mean? If they can see change, then we're on to something. I'm not going to keep y'all, right? We need to make space, a whole space. So I just want y'all to commit. Find something that works. Lastly, I'm going to get ready to roll out here because I got stuff probably like you got stuff today. Don't forget about summer school on the 19th from 11 to 3:30 at Norview Recreation Center. And then at Shoot Park from 9 to 12 on the 26th. Don't get me the line. I believe it's the 26th. I don't want to tell no fibs. Yes, it is the 26th. We'll have our Hey Neighbor in the Park. It's going to be a sing-along. Please do not forget to oh God, I lost my train of thought. Let us know, right? Don't forget to let us know what you want to sing at the sing-along. Sing-along. That would be amazing. That would be amazing, right? We got work to do. So if you believe in this work, as always, I will say, if you believe in this work that we do, contribute, donate, share. We don't take a lot of PAC money. There are some PACs that we do take that we believe in, but we do have you, right? We do have you, your power, your voice, your $5, your $50, all of it matters. Part of that is the better candidates. I just was talking to a fundraiser the other day about the divestment in women candidates, and it's a whole lot. It's layered. it's a layered thing. But if we want to build a Commonwealth where power is shared, where transit moves people, where voting reflects our truth, and even our little citizens have a say, then we got to make sure that we have the people. And some of you are those people. And that doesn't mean everybody has to run for office, but that means that we all play a role. And that's the only reason why I say you can go to our link tree and contribute if you like. I would love to start sharing the things, the people that have bought into the work that we're doing. So let's go. Let's do great. Let's be great. And always, y'all stay certified. Stay certified. Certified doers. So glad to have y'all. Be well. Be well. Be well. Be well. Oh, let me look. I'm seeing. Yeah, Mikey, we're on that parking, but we're on that. We've been back and forth. A dog barking. We've been on the issue of the prisons being too hot. If you want to send us another complaint to sort of run up the chain, let me know. I think I did see an email that you were speaking to someone, but we've been kind of on top of trying to get them to shift the fact that the walls are sweating in there. Yes, that is a Basenji. If you heard that noise, it's not a woman being choked. It's actually my dog. It's a Basenji. They are a barkless dog. They're larynx. That makes it so that they can't bark, but they yodel. It's weird. It's like a yodel. All right. Catch y'all on the flippity flop. Be kind to yourselves.